Welcome to Glenbrook South Hockey live on Twitch. This is Dylan Ward bringing you some JV coverage, and I've got two very special guests joining me in the broadcast booth today. It's varsity players Jason Van and Jack Mulvey here to watch on with me and provide some analysis of your own. So welcome to the booth. So good to have you guys up here.
Yeah, thanks for having us. Really excited. As two JV players ourselves in the past, it's always fun to come watch the boys play again, seeing the future of the South. So, it's exciting. It's really fun to be here.
No, these guys are doing well all year, and we want to support them like they support us every single game of the season. So we just love what we can do for these boys.
Well, this is game 3 of the playoff series, so they lost game 1, came back to win game 2, and now they're here with game 3. You guys were both on the team last season where you lost game 1 to Stevenson, came back, won game 2 and game 3. What makes that such a possibility in a best 2 out of 3 series? What goes into the preparation for later games?
You don't really want to get too mixed up about it, every game's a new game, and sure, losing game 1's a bummer, but that just, if anything, gives you more motivation to try and come back and win game 2, because, when you're coming back in a game, there's nothing like it getting back, like first game of the year when we played York, down 2-0 in the first, came back to win that one. So, it's a similar sort of situation where you just got that extra grit, that extra motivation to try and win and come back. So, it's exciting. It's a little bit stressful when you lose that first game, but being able to come back and win the next 2, it's a blast. So, let's hope the boys can pull it out tonight.
Yeah, I'd say the one thing is momentum. The reason you can come back in these 3-game series is you get the second game and then you're going into the third game, like we're going to see maybe with York and North. So, look, these kids, these boys, we knew they could get it done. They should have gotten it done the first game, but stuff happens, So I think they're going to get it done tonight, and I think it's going to be in a nice fashion.
Well, the biggest key for Glenbrook South tonight is staying out of the box. That's what cost them last game. Blew a 5-2 lead to lose 7-6 in overtime. The tying goal with 30 seconds left for GBN on the power play. The game winner 15 seconds into overtime, also on the power play. What is so important about special teams, especially in the postseason?
It makes or breaks the team. When you get a power play opportunity in the playoffs, there's nothing like it. It's a chance to either take the lead and you get back in the game or to tie up a game, something like that. So, they're really important, really crucial, and especially when you got a team like GBN who is throughout every single level is just dominant on the power play. It's really impressive, and it's really hard to play against no matter what level you're playing on. So that's going to be a tough part of the game tonight for GBS. Staying out of the box is going to be really important for them, so let's hope they can do that.
Again, if you're joining us late, Jason Van and Jack
Captain
Mulvey.
Aiden Siegel of North.
I just got to say, the ODR game has got to get set up soon. The weather is good. It's cold now. We'll be playing that soon.
I'll be there broadcasting.
So power play is obviously a big thing, though. We experienced it with the Vider game. We got 2 power plays and 2 overtimes, and we scored right away. I think that's a key contributor to winning these games. And like we just saw, Captain Aiden Siegel is a big part of their power play, winning faceoffs. And then they set it up through Owen Just, who's been dominant all year long. So this will be interesting because I've heard they run the similar power play.
All right, we're underway at Glenview Ice Center. The Titans had home ice advantage in this series, so they play the decisive game here at home. Blake Hoffer, who led the SHL in scoring at the JV level.
There's Boris, too. I think he's number 2.
Yeah, both of them have been having dominant years. Love to see that. Definitely a good sign for this future program. Chip Philbin's definitely really happy to have them as a part of the program.
Weller gets a shot away, save made. Adams on the rebound. Can't stuff it by.
That is not something we want to see on Blake. Look, these kids play dirty sometimes. We've seen it ourselves, and I don't want to see that happen to these kids in this game. They got to keep their heads, especially early.
Yeah, the tension in these games, especially when you're playing north-south, no matter what level you're playing, it's going to be tough. It's going to be tense. So let's just hope GBS can keep their calm and let's hope they can get some shots on net and just try and get some goals early.
Johansson ready for the left circle face-off against Raymond Karras.
Yeah, and you can already see here, Dylan, by the visitors' bench, looks like the coach is already getting a warning. That's, look at that, it's 32 seconds into the game. We already got a warning.
That was
on the
number
GBN
44. We're going to have to probably look out for him a little more and see what he's going to do. Yeah, I mean, it's going to be a physical game. It always is with these guys.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
I think that's part of the reason we're so successful against them.
Definitely.
Centering past Johansson, and that just rolls wide of the net. Another good chance for Glenbrook South there.
Good start here for South. Gotta love the pressure.
Slap shot from the point, tipped on its way, and the save made by Melnick. He will cover it up. Just less than a minute into this game here in Glenview, scoreless.
Yeah, GBS already up 4-0 on shots. You love to see that. I mean, one of the big things in the game, you want to get shots on that goalie early, you know. So let's hopefully they can get one by here. Putting out the first line again, I just noticed. So let's hope they can get something going here.
Something I've heard all year long is these guys love to go. They keep going and they don't stop. So that'll be interesting to see how they. I don't know if they match lines like we do, but you know, I think it's going to be tough matching lines against the dominant Hoffer-Boris line with Adams also.
Vanyan dumps it down. Vergamini will grab it in his own zone. Nice tip pass ahead by Hoffer, but it goes back for Ovanyan. Left circle shoots, and the save made by the Titans goaltender, Kopinski.
Cooper Kopinski having a very solid year for the Titans.
Brennan, is it in? It is! The puck was just sitting there at the goal line for the longest time. Eventually the official pointed, and the Spartans strike first.
That one barely snuck in. Looked like just kind of sitting on the goal line there. And I mean, GBN got to get those garbage goals early in the game, and they were able to do that. You know, definitely. We're not saying the least they're dominating this game early, but you know, I mean, as we said, momentum's a big thing. Getting that first goal early is a really important sign. So let's hope GBS is able to come back from this.
It looked a little like goalie interference.
Yeah, I mean, it did a little.
But you know, you come back from one goal and you just keep going. You can't let this. As you can see, this line is still out on the ice.
Still plenty of time. Plenty of time.
We know what Blake Hoffer can do with the pucks.
Oh, exactly.
Oh yeah. Here is Weller back in his own zone. Gets it ahead to Hoffer. Hoffer takes a man down, and the Spartans will clear it down to GBS.
There's that kid 44 again trying to lay the body on Blake. He might be out to get him tonight. We'll have to look more at that.
See what that's about.
Player wearing number 44 laying out a body in a North-South game. That sounds familiar to me. Stoppage with 13:05 to go in the first period. Glenbrook North up 1-0.
It's been a good start so far. Good fast-paced hockey. I mean,
this is a very. Oh, there's 44.
wow. Yeah, he's really going hard at him here. I wonder if that's part of the GBN game plan to try and get in Hoffer's head. Hopefully the refs are able to keep that one under control. Oh!
Here we go, Hoffer, partial break, shoots, and it just goes wide of the cage.
Great shot.
By the way, that number 44, Nicholas Jackson, leads this team in points among defensemen.
Really? What are his penalty minutes looking like?
6 penalty minutes, 23 points.
Yeah, I'm surprised with only 6 minutes in the box, but who knows? That made us be.
He's setting a physical presence. I mean,
Yeah,
like
that's
he goes
for sure.
to North and
Maybe something to do with the rivalry.
Yeah. Maybe, you know, he goes to North. We don't want to see that, but look, setting a physical presence is important to the game, so you got to give it to him on that.
Weller can't get it past Joseph, but it goes back. Weller gets it again, tips it to Hoffer. Blake Hoffer got his pocket picked. Here come the Spartans. It's Brahovic, and he couldn't center it. Contreras will pick it up left point, ring it around the boards, goes below the goal line for Brahovic again. Brahovic down to the corner. Kennedy will intercept, get it ahead to Hoffer, and he gets it out of the zone. Weller off the boards. Hoffer over the blue line, left wing side, lets it go, and that's high of the net.
Great shot. I mean, if he gets that on net, it's going to be tough to save. So
He looks like someone I know. Get it on net and it's in. Oh, it's Jason Beck.
yeah, I mean, shooting from that outside. I mean,
that's your specialty.
Yeah.
What do you have to say about that?
I mean, it's tough to say. I mean, for the most part, you just want to get the puck on net because, I mean, any shot on net, you see it in the NHL too. Any shot on net's a good shot on net. Goalie's going to be forced to make a save. So, especially when you got a lot of velocity on that shot like Hoffer does. I mean, it's going to catch goalies off guard, so let's hope that he's able to get that shot on net, because, I mean, who knows? A lot of goals can be scored that way.
Yeah, Jason, we're pretty different shooters, I'd say. Like, you're more of a power, and it's gonna just get past that goalie. I'll try to probably get it in close. Like I had the goal on Kazmarek, and just kind of roof it over his shoulder and hope it squeaks in and looks sick. So, but I mean, look, like,
nothing always with a nice looking goal.
A goal's a goal. So we've seen it a bunch of times. My muffin backhand against Green went in, and then your one-timer top shelf went in. One looks sicker, but
yeah, goal's a goal, you know.
Yeah.
And I mean,
one way or the other. Counts for the same
we saw that with
points.
the GBN goal just there. In no way was that a pretty goal, but just getting to the front of the net, getting shots on, is able to get in the back of the net.
Nicossia's goal was, I mean, look, that was a harder goal. Cole Antonio, like he set that goal up perfectly too.
Definitely.
That York team is a pretty good team.
Very, very solid at all levels. You know, just a great program they have over there.
Talk about their JV side.
Great pass.
We'll get back to that. Johansson into the zone, takes a shot. Nice glove save by Melnick. He will cover it up. I mean, you talk about York's JV team, 26-1 in the SHL regular season. They were 2 games away from the first perfect regular season in league history, varsity or JV. You know, between you and me and everyone watching, because this is live on air, you know, is that really just a varsity 2 team in disguise?
I mean, you never know. You see, the one big difference I noticed between the York and a lot of programs is they actually do not have a second varsity team. Right. So, I mean, you see a lot of those guys in those teams are sophomores, juniors. I mean, hats off to them for getting it done. But, you know, you see a lot of the younger guys on this GBS and GBN team. I mean, GBS, they have very, very few sophomores, a lot of freshmen, you know, a lot of young guys on this team are going to be able to develop a lot and a lot better players. And I say, good play by Claffey there. We'll get back to that talk about York in a second.
Here's Claffey, shoots, and it's turned away by Melnick.
Yeah, but about the second varsity teams, about the second varsity teams and everything, you look at New Trier, they have what, 6 teams? If they only had a JV team, they would have a perfect season.
Exactly. Yeah. Every year they would have a perfect season.
Oh yeah.
Get guys like Cusick, Chesson playing against.
I mean, look, Jason, when I had a Loyola team, when we had no Maroon team, our team was crazy. Like Jack Asofsky was on the team when I was on Loyola, like that, and then he held the record.
Oh my goodness, yeah. For those who don't know, Jack Mulvey actually freshman year was on the Loyola Ramblers.
Right,
so
I did know that.
Always a fun rivalry to play against Mulvey, but glad to have him on our side now. So
9 minutes to go in the first period, just about halfway through the opening frame.
Great pass.
1 goal in the game. It came 90 seconds in by GBN. A shot just thrown to the net.
A little more physical presence from GBS. I think North's really putting it on, but you know, right here you gotta play the body.
That's quick.
All the way down to the goal line.
It's a good job.
GBN pressuring. Luke Jackson centers it, and the puck eventually covered up. And speaking about that physicality, guys, I just want to say, you know, the North-South rivalry is not exclusive to hockey. It's, you know, I went to GBS 4 years. I know all about it. And, you know, especially at this JV level in hockey, the hate is very much still there.
Oh, 100%.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, look, like, there's a newly thing that you saw Aiden Siegel talking about was the ODR game between student sections, and they're going to treat that game like it's their north-south. They want to play and they want to smoke the other guy with the puck. You know, you get guys that don't play hockey anymore that are just so hyped to play hockey against North kids.
And that's what you again. Jackson's back out on the ice, so once again, something just to keep our eyes out here. Because I mean, as much of a goon he may seem like, he's obviously showing his presence to us, so he must be noticeable on the ice out there.
It's all the way down in the corner, too. Of course, this is a defenseman, according to my sheet.
Yeah, I saw he actually took the face-off as well.
Well, fun fact.
Maybe I have that wrong.
They played Jacob Smith at forward last night. So they could be doing that with their guy, too. I mean, Jacob Smith is...
You never know. Of course.
He seems to be their best defenseman.
Jason Ban is a converted forward. Do I have that right?
Yeah,
Used to be a defenseman growing up.
All throughout the Glenview Stars organization, in my freshman and sophomore year, I played defense. And Jim Philbin said, you'll go play offense for a few games. And happened to work out, which is awesome. But, you know, just it's always good to try and be able to play a lot of positions out there. You know, be a Swiss Army knife out there. And as we see, that Jackson kid obviously must be.
Back in the day, I played defense for 1 season on Falcons.
I thought you were going to say goalie or something.
Jason, I'm going to go ahead and say the Hall of Fame coach made a good call. We've got a high stick here, but waved off as GBN touches the puck. Here comes Jackson again. Couldn't get past 3 Glenbrook South defensemen.
We like when the puck's on Hoffer's hands here.
Oh, definitely. He just wanted to keep
it.
very fast.
Zach Boris shoots, and the save made by Melnick. Of course, Boris had the hat trick in game 1, that 7-6 loss for the Titans.
He's a good player.
Hoffer had a hat trick in game 2.
Yeah, I mean, as you see there, the 2 big fireballers on GBS's side, Boris and Hoffer, both getting it done in game 1 and game 2. So let's hope one of them is there, if not both of them. I mean, is able to get it done in game 2 here. If not for these other great lines, I mean, you see guys on here like Claffey and Johansson who are also great players. So let's hope they can all get it done. You know.
I think it's real important that South scores soon.
Oh yeah.
You wait too long with this North team. It looks like they're playing pretty well right now. They started off slow, but right now they're skating. But I think it's pretty important that South gets a goal here.
Definitely.
And you know, guys, from what I've seen, I haven't watched a lot of JV games, but I've looked at the scores. Seems like just in general, as this gets tipped wide, the scores are a lot higher scoring games in general. What do you think's the main reason for that?
Well, I think actually you'd be surprised. I've seen a couple teams this year with 3 goalies on their bench. I think Vider has 3 goalies rostered on their team.
GBN has 3 goalies as well on their roster. Only one on the bench.
Yeah, and teams also this year have varsity 2 teams, so there's less goalies in the program. So, I mean, you get higher scoring games and then, more goals.
Right.
Yeah, and I mean, I think as these kids get older, everybody's getting a little bit bigger, a little bit faster, a little bit more matured. So the game just gets so much quicker and there's so much less space. Even as you see here, there's just not a lot of space in these JV games either. These kids are quick, they're fast, but just that little bit of growth that you get from your freshman to sophomore to junior to senior year is a big step up for kids to get used to.
Oh, 100%. I mean, look, I was a 5-foot freshman when I played for and I mean, I grew like 10 inches in 2 years, so that was pretty nice for me.
Oh,
there we go.
Adams on a steal. He has a partial break, but diving back to make a good play was Contreras.
Great defense there.
Zach Boris couldn't get that pass to Weller, and then they try to poke it out. That was heinous.
That's a great call. Yeah. Great call.
And we have a penalty.
Yeah, as we saw there, GBN player played the puck as he was getting off the bench while there was actually 6 skaters on the ice, and so that's any day you're going to call that too many men. So here's a big opportunity for the GBS Titans. They got their big guns out there in Hoffer, Adams, Lomer, and Weller, and as we see Johansson's coming on the ice. So let's hope our captain can win that drawback. Let's get a good shot on that here.
Well, staying out of the box is a big key, but having power plays is a bonus for the Titans. They also scored a couple power play goals in this series. Here's Hoffer, he shoots, and that's high of the net.
It's another really strong shot here. He gets that on net, that's going to be lethal.
He is a great shot.
Oh my goodness, it's phenomenal.
He's a varsity shot in a JV league.
It's a good job tying him up in the zone here by North.
Now guys, listen to this. The JV squad has 18 power play goals this season. Boris and Hoffer combined responsible for 13 of those.
Here goes Hoffer.
There we go.
He skates through neutral ice, down the left wing side, will chip it down to the corner. 1:20 to go on the power play.
Good keep in by Weller.
Yeah, great play by Weller.
He gets it down to
I've heard
Hoffer.
a lot of kids say Weller's been stepping up and doing a lot of good things for his team this year, so that's good to see.
So far, it's been a very strong kill here for the Spartans, so
No
GBS
kidding.
is able to get something going.
Here's Boris, has some space, but he'll just dump it down. It'll go down below the goal line, and there to grab it is Victor Brennan for the Spartans.
You don't want to do. You don't want to
Can't get it out. Weller will keep it alive. Slide it over. Here's Lomer. Back for Weller. Now down to the circle. They'll play up with it. Weller again, right point. Now here's Adams. Sent it to the net, and they score! Blake Hoffer with his 49th point of SHL play this season and his 8th power play goal. We have a tie game in Glenview.
The Hoffer.
Absolutely gorgeous goal there. Great setup there. You got Weller down to Adams, finds him back door. It's, you know, a textbook power play goal. Love to see that from the Titans. Able to get
So what is that? That's 14 out of 19 now?
Yeah, 14 out of 19.
Unbelievable. It's a great call there. Love to see that. And the Titans right back this. It's tie game for
The
us.
heck of a net. Wow.
There's only 2 guys on this team that have more goals this season than Hoffer has power play goals.
Oh, that's...
Adams and Boris. And Claffey, sorry, 3. Down to the corner again.
Yeah, as we see there.
There's Ventura's cousin, Jackson Ventura.
Yeah. Nice to see a few Venturas in the program. We got 2 on, 1 on varsity right now, 1 former varsity player, and hopefully a future varsity guy.
Yeah, 1 broadcaster as well. Ovanian.
Bergamini's their physical presence, I'm pretty sure, on PD as well. I was talking to a few of the kids before, and they said he locks it down with the physical presence on D, so that's always good to see.
Second most penalty minutes on the team as well. Johansson, 1-timer, steered away by Melnick.
Hey, Ward, someone's got to get the penalties, right?
Yeah.
For us, it's Wyatt Sherwood.
Yeah, everybody needs the goon, you know?
Right. Well, hey, you guys ended up being basically the fewest penalty minutes taken, and Barrington eventually took that title away from you guys at the end there. But
You know, it's us.
Actually, they have quite a strong JV team, is what I've heard.
Yeah.
made the SHL playoffs. Oh, here's a nice pass, and here come the Spartans backhander,
Nice save.
saved by the right pad.
Kopinski locking it down again.
Another nice save there. I love to see that from Kopinski.
Brennan will shoot from the left point. That bounces wide.
Saw
It
that.
looked like it bounced off Lomer's skate.
I couldn't tell there was a skate or some weird chunk in the ice, but let's hope the ice isn't too bad already.
Of course, no Zamboni at the JV level. Brennan again, save Brahovic on the rebound, just put it wide. He's gonna have nightmares about that one.
You got that right.
Now a backhander out to neutral ice. The Spartans will try and enter again. Tie game, Blinsky. Below the line and taken by Andrew Lomer, taken away again by the Spartans. Centering pass and diving was Lomer to knock it out of harm's way.
I'd like to see this Hoffer line go out right now. That'd be pretty nice to see. And here they come.
I see Adams out there. Now you got Boris. So it's quite the weird observation I made. But I noticed in game 1, Boris was using a white CCM stick, and now he's got a different one.
Oh, Gerard telling us it broke.
That's unfortunate. Well, let's hope this stick still got some magic in it. I'm sure it does.
Oh, yeah. Well, hey, game 1 they lost, right? And then they won game 2.
Yeah,
That's all I'm going to say.
Can't be too superstitious, but I mean, nothing wrong with having a few of them, that's for sure.
Contreras, this shot misses the net. Going to be grabbed by Vergamini. Now ahead. Here comes Hoffer. Left circle, gets rid of a shot. Not a lot on it, and it's an easy one for Melnick.
That's a great look by Hoffer. I mean, that's something you want to see.
Looked like he was trying to find Boris back door there. Didn't get the pass fully across, but that's a good look there. Good crash in net by Boris, but a nice stop there by the goalie. So, offense's zone draw, nothing wrong with that.
And the music cutting out a little bit. Titans win the face-off, but it goes outside the zone. Vergamini dumping this one down. Titans lead shots 12-9, and honestly, I feel like Glenbrook South probably outplaying them a little bit more than that even.
I'd say I'd have to disagree a little bit. I think the power play really showed that, but right now I think it's mainly GBN. I mean, beginning of the game, yes, Titans, but ever since that little push that...
Here's a shot and a goal! Mitch Adams breaks the tie and takes the lead for the Titans in the final minute.
Take that back.
What a shot. Comes in, you don't see that too often. That much space inside. That's enough room for a slap shot and just blasted in the top left corner.
Hey guys, just want to say also, St. Viator game 1, my dad's doing color in the booth.
Yeah.
He says, what you don't want is to allow a game tying goal here at the end of the second period. 30 seconds later, St. Viator scored. That's called the Caster's Curse. That right there is a good example of the Caster's Curse. And GBS has the lead.
That was like Loyola last year in state. We gave up that goal with what, 0.2 seconds left?
Right.
That kind of ruined all the momentum.
Yeah.
But now here comes GBN. It's Jackson. Down the left wing side, can't get past Vergamini.
Well, Jackson seems to be their guy, and the stats are great.
Here's a miscue, almost a dead giveaway. They will get possession. Here's Schmack. Goldman. Boris blocks it on the dump in, and it goes to Hoffer. 14 seconds to go in the period.
Yeah, you know, that situation right there, Hoffer tried to seam a stick handle. You know, he didn't have too much room, but I think that's a situation where you got a guy as big as Hoffer. You want to use your size and speed to try and get around him.
All right, so that'll be it for the first period.
That's a great period.
There you go.
Titans lead shots 14-9, lead the game 2-1. Overall, you got to think that they're happy with that opening 15 minutes down at the bench. What are they talking about on the bench right now to get ready for this middle frame?
Slow start. Well, no, kind of slow. Look, letting North score first is not the thing you want to do. I don't necessarily agree it was a slow start. It was a weird bounce, resulted in a goal, but I think overall that was a great period by the Titans.
Yeah, you know, they played well. Yeah, I mean, of course that goal's unfortunate to give up early, but you know, you saw it from the bench. None of them were hanging their heads. They just managed to get that back. Had a good power play goal, and then you know, Adams came in there with a great shot to put it up 2-1. Just good look here for the Titans. So let's hope they can carry that over to the second period. You know, you just want to keep building on this and hopefully put some more in the back of the net.
No, like I was saying earlier, though, getting a game-tying goal quick was good, and that put them in the lead. I think tying that game with the Hoffer, the power play really changed everything, and I think that's a great day.
Two pretty nice looking goals too, especially that one by Adams right at the end. Slap shot, I mean, I feel like I'm watching a varsity game.
The power on that.
Yeah.
I mean, he's able to elevate that from pretty close in upstairs. You know, nothing wrong with that. Always love a good slap shot goal. Don't see too many of them when you get up to the varsity level, but
you don't have too much time.
Right. Not very many one-timers at the varsity. I've noticed that. Yeah.
I feel the most time you see him is on the power play.
Right.
Yeah,
you get a little bit more space there. Yeah. Who?
That's one of my favorite things to do. You know, the good old one-timer.
By the way, joining us late, you might recognize my voice, Dylan Ward. We've got Jason Ban and Jack Mulvey from the Varsity 1 team coming in, doing the broadcast here. And looks like we've got our replay here as well. We're gonna switch sides. Period of the long change. Now, I'm someone who's never played hockey, but I can understand why it's a little bit more uncomfortable to have your bench on your attacking half of the ice. What do you guys dislike about it? This is the period of long change.
The long change kills you. You get a bad shift, and then they're trapped in their zone and you can't get out. And then what we like to do is we change lines quick and trap them in the zone. So that's always the worst thing I'd say about that.
Oh, great pass.
Here's Zach Boris, son of our cameraman, coming through the slot, and a backhand try.
He's causing havoc on the way.
Yeah, but going back to the long change, I mean, you want to have shorter shifts in the second period, get the guys moving, you know. Once the first period's over, the entire team pretty much should have their legs moving by now, so you know everybody's going to give you a good hard 30 to 45 seconds. And just being able to get that puck in deep, hopefully get a line change and keep that sustained pressure is a big thing.
Here's Boris again.
Great play.
1-on-4, got through the first two. Zach Boris over the blue line.
He's pressured by Jackson there, who we've been seeing a lot.
Yeah, speaking of the devil, he's got the puck again.
Jackson over to Schmark. The Spartans, here's Karras at the right circle. Couldn't get a shot past Weller, then a wraparound try by Schmark. Wouldn't go. Here's
save.
a big shot from the left point and a save.
Great save.
13:57 to go in the second period. Titans lead 2-1 here in this game 3 of the best of 3. Winner of this moves on. Loser goes home, and at least in the SHL there will be state playoffs, but big game regardless.
Yeah, I'm not sure if GBN actually qualified for state.
They did.
They did?
Yeah, they will be playing the Kings.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Who are the Kings?
I don't really know.
I know that. I believe they play in the Illinois West League.
They're a combined team.
Yeah.
I know that. Hey, and there is Grant Lochran coming up behind us.
Lochran coming out. He's a great defenseman.
Absolutely
Barely the
no
OT
surprises that he's in his PJs.
And you know the classic Grant Lochran outfit for the games is the black White Sox sweatshirt and his PJs.
Someone needed to replace Jackson Hill as the official pajama man, right?
Yeah. Two great defensemen in the program. Love to see it.
Eckstein almost blew a tire. Johansson now into the zone down the left side. Johansson took a shot, and that's blocked by the stick of Eckstein.
It looks like what South is trying to do now is trap by putting Hoffrod.
Now here come the Spartans, looking to rush ahead, maybe a 2-on-1, but the Titans get back to defend it. Vergamini in the corner.
Yeah, he's a physical presence on there. You gotta like to see that on defense. Having a guy that can help you out like that. You know, we got a guy like that on our team. We got actually two guys. You know, Adrian
Hoffer
Sokol
with a nice pass to Boris. Zach Boris trying to get a step ahead. He could not. Defending him well was Luke Jackson. Then Adams, he shoots, big save, and on the rebound he puts it wide.
Two great chances there by Adams.
Now Karras the other direction. Schmuck into the zone. Down to the near side half boards. Adams will take it away, play it to the far boards, kept alive by North. Vergamini then will help get it outside the zone, and Spartans will need to tag up. And this just out of the reach of Adams. And no icing. Not sure if I missed something, guys.
It was because he could have played the puck and he lifted his stick.
Oh, okay.
Oh. Wow, I actually never knew that was a rule.
Yeah, it's a big one. We get called at that quite a bit with our defensemen.
Well, I don't know why there's no icing quite a bit, so that would probably explain it.
Some of our defensemen, I mean, look, everyone, not just our defensemen, every team, people get lazy, they want an icing call, and that's kind of part of the game. It doesn't come when you just lift up your stick, so.
Right.
I've done it before, too.
Yeah, we all have.
You ever get away with it?
No, usually.
What's your success rate? Oh, there's a nice pass and a backhander. Big save by Kopinski.
As little of a call and as common of a call as icing is, it's a pretty big call to call.
Yeah.
Changes the whole possession, the entire possession. And like in the NHL, they can't change on an icing.
Right. Oh, you mean JV?
No, when you get to the NHL.
Well, I'm just saying,
right. Just in general.
like it's a big call.
Yeah. Yeah, I always wondered how that would play out if that was a rule in your game. It'd be quite a difference maker. Lomer cleared it out. Jackson got it to Schmuck. Now it's taken away again. Here's Matthias Johansson. Brought it outside and dumped it down to the Spartans' end. 10.5 to go in the middle frame. 2-1 GBS. Here's a big hit in open ice. Jackson goes down. There's number 44 right there. Yeah.
And there's Jackson throwing the body right at well.
Yeah, it seemed like a little bit of a late hit there. So make sure to keep our eye on that one. Hopefully nothing more comes out of that. But it's a physical game, so you gotta expect the physicality there.
Hoffer with a backhand pass to Weller as he enters the zone.
I mean, look, I'm a guy that loves physicality, so if someone's able to hit that Jackson kid and then they get hit back, I'd love to see that.
Seems like he's actually playing quite a bit tonight.
Yeah.
You notice a lot of the top two lines for both these teams. You know, both coaches really hoping their top guys can get it done on the offensive side.
It's probably their biggest game all year.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah.
I think South has won every game but the first game of the series.
That's right. They swept them just like you guys.
Love to see that. Nothing wrong with beating North a lot.
No, nothing wrong with that at all.
I believe it was actually last year we swept them as well. But in all of GBS sports, I think we only lost to North like
golf.
Yeah,
we lost them in golf.
Golf and I think like water polo or swimming or something like that. But it was a very good year for GBS sports against GBN.
I think it's the same thing this year.
Yeah, this year's been also very
Basketball,
strong.
we've lost 4 times.
Yeah, they got a strong basketball team too.
Here's a nice shot and a save. Boy, that's a much different story than when I was at GBS. Pretty sure my senior year, maybe lost all 3 games in the SHL against GBN by 3 goals or more.
Really?
Yeah. The team was not good, literally just 4 or 5 years ago. 5 wins in the SHL my senior year.
Wow.
Yeah.
You graduated with Joe Emmy?
2019.
Joe Emmy?
No. He graduated 1 year before I did.
Okay.
Yeah.
He was a great
But I got to watch him a lot. And Ben Thomas.
Yeah.
Those guys are awesome.
How was that team? Were they ever real good?
Yeah,
they went to the Final Four.
Yeah, they lost to Stevens in the Final Four.
That's right.
Yeah, I remember going to that game.
They beat New Trier Green like 8-2 or something. Yeah, 9-3.
Ben Thomas had like 6 goals or something. So.
Yeah, something wild.
6 goals.
Oh my goodness.
Maybe 6 points. I don't know. Maybe you're right. Maybe you're right.
I mean, there's something along those lines, but it's a crazy stat line. So I haven't seen many of those this year on the varsity level. I mean, on JV, you see that with Boris and Hoffer. I mean, consistently putting up big numbers.
Well, you guys, you know that you're one of 3 teams in the varsity SHL without a hat trick this season.
Interesting.
That's one stat that always kind of catches my eye.
In all fairness, you got to kind of like that. You're getting constant score throughout. You don't
and to be the second best team in the standings after all of that.
Who are the teams with a lot of hat tricks? North, right?
North and York both have 4 hat tricks.
Who has a hat trick on York?
I would have to check. We got some stray music playing, like an NBA game. And this will be an icing, so we'll let the music roll. And guys, you know, based on our conversation earlier, I wanted to touch on something. Hockey, actually the only JV sport in Illinois to have a postseason. You know, for all the other sports, you know, this is a club sport. This is not an IHSA type thing. But baseball, football, basketball, all these big sports, the JV season kind of comes to a screeching halt after the regular year. So for these guys to have these big playoff games that mean a lot, it's got to be fun for them.
Oh, definitely.
Well, I think part of it has to do with when you grow up playing hockey, like you can grow up playing club basketball, right? There's not a state championship for them.
Right.
Whereas for hockey, everyone grew up trying to win the state championship. Like, it doesn't matter what level you're at, there's always a state championship, so I think that's a big part of it.
Yeah, that's a really good point, at all those levels.
I know I've lost one of those to the Leafs.
Oh, state finals? Yeah, farthest I've ever made it was the Nihil finals, the Northern Illinois Hockey League. So, unfortunately, lost in overtime with that one. But
and what do you guys think? You know, as players, winning an SHL championship versus winning a state championship. What are some of the big differences?
UC, United Center. Look,
because I mean, you know, winning a state title is what you want. That's the team that's remembered over the years. But you know, I would almost argue that winning an SHL title is a little harder.
It is, because you can catch anyone on their off day, but in a 3-game series, you can't catch someone on their off day.
You have to win more games to win an SHL title than you do state.
Exactly what we're seeing with North and York, right?
Oh, yeah.
Now, York dominated them in season, but yesterday, I mean, York had more shots, but I'd argue that it was a pretty even game. I do think that Riderman kept him in there a lot, but, you know, always just, sometimes it can be nice to see someone beat York. You know what I mean?
yeah.
Still the same score we've had since the first period. Titans up 2-1 here in the winner go home game 3. Here's Zach Boris with a shot blocked by Jackson.
Yeah, that's a prime shooting area right there.
Adams keeps that one in, that's very nice.
It's a great stop there.
Adams back up high to Hoffer, unloads, looking for a tip by Boris, didn't get it. Zach Boris brought it up high to Weller, now down below the line, intended for Hoffer, but it's gonna get to the stick of Eckstein first.
Nice body by Hoffer, though.
Yeah, honestly, it wasn't that big of a hit, but you just simply, you can just hear that boom down in the corner, and then he takes, I mean, what seemed like a pretty harmless shot, and it had a lot of velocity on it. Just,
Yeah.
You know, just once again, just reinforcing the fact that, I mean, he's a big guy, but he uses his speed, uses his size, he's dangerous on the ice, which, I mean, we have seen.
Titans looking for a win, looking to make it 2 straight years of varsity and JV, both going to the semis in the SHL.
Who did JV play last year? I'm not too sure. I don't remember that one.
In the first round?
No, second round actually.
It was either York or GBN, because that was the final.
I think it was GBN.
Yeah, well, that was
Great team.
the year that York's having at the JV level is the type of year GBN had last year.
Yeah. And the only loss they had during the regular season was actually
the
South.
GBS.
Yeah.
You're right. Yeah, actually, that was David Ventura's first little lick into broadcasting. We did the semifinal for state together, GBS against GBN, because at that point, Nick was on that team.
Yeah.
And we're back underway. Centering pass, here's a shot on target, and a save made by Melnick.
Nice save there. You know, he hasn't been tested too much in a while. It's been a lot of neutral zone play in the back half of this second period.
Pinto intercepted, and GBN might have a partial break. It's Alec Wise, and he couldn't catch up to the puck, wasn't speedy enough, so just threw it on target, and it was an easy one.
Yeah, Bergamini really got back there quick, so another nice defensive play from him. He's been playing a solid game.
5 minutes ago in the second period, Dylan Ward, Jason Van, Jack Mulvey on the call with you for this game 3 of the quarterfinals.
I'm loving it. It's a lot of
Yeah,
fun.
you guys having fun?
Oh, that's great.
Well,
Some great analysis.
Interesting stat here. GBN's leading in shots this period.
This period? That's a good
And
point.
It's looked to be all south.
Good stretch pass. Oh.
Hoffer will pick this up. He has Boris in a 2-on-1. He shoots himself, and Melnick gets in just enough of a piece.
Yeah, you see, Hoffer's looking towards the skies right there. He wants that one back. It's a good shot, you know. I think, you know, the goaltender, he looked a little bit, he kind of seemed to freeze right there, but able to get a piece of that one, enough to get that out of play. So another nice save there.
Boris to take the face-off against Goldman. Goldman won it, and just can't clear it out. Weller takes a little bit of a check there. And GBN will spring it ahead. Here comes Jackson, but it's just too far out of his reach, and they'll call an icing.
It looks like Jackson likes to be physical. It's Jackson to get him a hit on Weller, so.
10 goals, 13 assists, 23 total for Jackson.
We skated with that guy. At Valley Low.
Oh, really?
Do the same guys rep the JV games as the varsity games?
He told us that he won't get us the rest of the year. He signed up for all JV and varsity ball.
That's fair. Yeah, but what how I think it works for when there's back-to-back varsity JV games is it's actually the linesmen from the JV games the linesmen from the varsity games end up reffing the JV games.
That is interesting. 4:13 to go.
Nice
Quick
save.
shot and a save by Kopinski again.
Didn't even have to move his glove on that one. So he's got a good glove so far this game. He's made quite a few saves on that side. So obviously, I wonder if that's something GBN will keep an eye on there. Try and put it on his blocker side. He hasn't been seen much there.
Both goalies with a pretty nice performance so far. We talked about it earlier in this broadcast that the JV games typically a little higher scoring than the varsity games, but this one's still just 2-1.
Yeah, I mean, especially when you get to the playoffs, everybody's got a little bit more adrenaline going for them. So goalie's going to be a little bit more focused. So not surprised we're having a low-scoring game here.
Hoffer with a beautiful move, and his backhander was just saved. Now here comes GBN. It's Schmark.
Good D.
Poked out to neutral ice. And this will go below the goal line. 3.5 to play in the second. Again, no intermission. We'll play through. You watching at home probably all knew that. Just had to remind myself and us guys up here. This will go into the glove for a whistle.
We got the nice fortune to get in that ice.
Yeah. And how does the snow affect a game as it begins to build up over the course of a game?
You know, you don't really notice it too much until you get towards the later half of the second period. And then when you're on JV, when you get into the third period. But it honestly just slows down the stick a little bit, makes the puck a little bit more hard to kind of keep a hold on, get a good shot. That's one thing, especially you notice down on the ice, is a lot of the shots in the third period for the JV games and a lot of shots in the varsity games towards the second half of the period are more flutter pucks. You know, they still got a lot of juice on them, but they're more flutter puck just because you know you can't get a solid shot off.
Very interesting stuff.
And Pinto gets a little pickpocket.
Yeah. But once again, Bergamini just shutting it down on defense.
Thought we had a penalty coming up. It was just a delayed offsides without the difference in the sleeves. Kind of hard to tell sometimes here in these JV games. Guys, you know, I thought that the referees when I was a kid, the ones who had orange stripes didn't know how to swim in case the ice melted and those were their floaties. I didn't realize there was an actual difference. 2:20 to go in the second period. Very evenly played match here at the GIC in this game 3. And that looked just on sides. I think Claffey came back, so we'll keep playing. Boris lost it, and here come the Spartans.
Let's go south. Love to hear that.
All right.
Love to hear that from Lockard.
Oh, okay. See ya. Hey, tune in if you want to watch the rest. Now here comes Zach Boris, dropped it off. Adam shoots, and it just misses the net. Offer up high, Bergamini shoots, and that's blocked by a GBN body, Luke Jackson.
He's got a sneaky shot there. Doesn't look like it's going to come at you with much, but he puts a lot of velocity on that thing. So
Bergamini got it intercepted by O'Bania, and then he takes him to the floor. Boris.
Physical presence.
It goes back to neutral ice. Here's Aiden Weller, waiting to be on sides, then he'll step over.
Gets muscled off the puck right there.
Nice play there by the GBN defense. Been a lot of a defensive game here. Very few mistakes. So leads me to believe if there's a mistake or two on the defensive side later in the game, someone's going to capitalize on it. Hopefully not on the GBS side, but wouldn't mind scoring one.
Getting icing with 1 minute flat. And, you know, I'm just going to throw it out there. One thing GBN doesn't want to do is allow a goal in the last minute.
Yeah.
I'm just going to go ahead and say that.
And really, I mean, if they let a goal in last minute, that's going to ruin the momentum. And I think that could be the deciding factor tonight.
GBS only has 4 skaters on the ice right here. I wonder what happened to, looks like Boris is off the ice.
So it looks like Johansson will come on and replace him on this line.
Well, it's a good face-off one.
We'll track that as it progresses. Here's Adams shooting from the top of the left circle, and the save is made. Down to less than a minute to go in the second period.
There goes Jackson. Playing the body.
Jackson trying to get ahead, as you said, goes down below the line.
Looks like he likes to play the body.
He sure does.
Now Lomer down in the corner. 30 seconds to play in the second period.
It's like one more good rush for the Titans here.
Just out of the reach of Johansson. It'll go all the way down to the Spartans' end. Pass over to Contreras. And he will dump this down for an icing. We'll stop with 16. 2-1 GBS. They lead shots on goal 19-15.
See what Anthony Everly does here with 16 seconds left. Seems like he wants to switch it up. On the bench, I actually see Boris without his helmet on. I wonder if there's anything going on with that. Never mind, he's putting it back on. So good to see there's nothing wrong with him on the injury standpoint.
And you know, that's another thing about no ice cut is you don't have that intermission to rest if something happens right around this point of the game. You got to just, you know, either shake it off or exit the match.
Yeah.
Bergamini, while he's falling, shoots, and that's high at the crossbar. And there's the horn to end the second period of play. 2-1 to the Titans after 2.
Real quick.
Smart enough to bring a water bottle to the game.
I always forget. It's so bad. I always go over to the North Branch, ask for an empty cup, and fill it up at the water fountain station.
Might as well.
So, you know, Jack stepped aside for some water, but Jason, it was a good period. It was close, lots of physicality. You know, obviously you see 3 goals in the first, nothing there in the second. So why do you think that is? Why do you think the team's locked in more defensively?
You know, I feel GBS looked a little bit more tentative in the second period because I feel once they got the lead, I don't know if you would say they're backing up a little bit, but I definitely think they're going to play a little bit more defensive style of hockey coming in here because you know they don't want to lose this lead. They just want to be able to carry this one all the way. You know, Cooper and Ned's playing a great game, so they're just going to probably try and do their best to keep the puck out of the zone, get it down deep, and force GBN to make a play.
All right, and Jack, now that you're back, what's the key to victory for the Titans in this third?
Play it safe, and they gotta, to call this a game, they gotta score 2 more goals. They gotta score. You gotta play it safe. You can't be, cherry picking. You gotta play a lot of defense.
I feel the style of hockey they want to play. It's hard to say there's an exact name, but it's almost a style where you don't want to try, as Jack said, you don't want to try and rush up the puck too much. You want to be able to get the passing going, get it going. To be able to get an odd man break or something like that, try and capitalize. But definitely make sure you got guys coming back to play defense and just keep making good passes.
All right, the varsity wisdom, giving some insight on this game. Of course, Dylan Ward, joined by Jason Ban and Jack Mulvey. And we'll switch back to our first period side, so the long change is over. And it's one more period for Glenbrook South to try and win this series. Of course,
This is the most important period of their year.
I definitely feel GBN's going to be very, very aggressive right off the bat here. That's normally what you see. No matter what it is, I don't know what it is, but you see in a lot of our games. Even when we're down, even if we're up, it just seems like there's just something about that third period and just that grit and motivation to try and get that game tied up that just forces a team into their own zone. So hopefully that's not the case here as Rosito Hansen takes it up, but let's just hope GBS is able to finish this one out.
All right, well, we'll watch it all unfold here. Here's Ovanyan. Down the left wing side to the corner, tried to bank it off the goaltender. That didn't work. And so the Titans will lift it out to neutral ice. Here's Ventura catching up to the puck. Couldn't get it past Contreras. Now Zach Boris. He will elude one man but lose the puck. Now here comes Raymond Karras. Goes down below the goal line and Hoffer will grab it. Blake Hoffer.
Cross-ice pass did not. It's good look.
Zach Boris. Over the line, Boris will try a shot, and that's blocked.
It's not a quick release as we've seen.
He gets it back, trying to dangle around a couple guys. Did that successfully, but couldn't get a shot after that.
Great play there by Weller. Seemed like the guy was beating him in that foot race, and he's just able to get that puck out of the zone.
Hoffer will take a shot that's blocked in close. Rebound grab by the Spartans. And they will get it through neutral ice, dumping that one down into the Titan zone.
Yeah, but as I was talking about earlier, see GBS on that. They had 2 guys in deep, but they already had 3 back checkers coming. Or not 3 back checkers, they had 2 guys coming back already. So just once again, making sure they have plenty of support coming into that defensive zone to get the puck out.
13:25 to go in regulation time. Of course, the Titans with the lead, but they had a even bigger lead in the third period in game 1. See if they can lock it down here with time running out in the series. Winner of this game will go. It's, of course, the best 2 out of 3. This is the third game.
Sure. Do you know who they would play after if they were able to?
Honestly,
come out on top?
I would have to check that during the next whistle. I'll go over to my computer and see if I can take a look.
There we go.
Now here comes Claffey. He shoots and it's steered away by the goaltender.
That's the good old Connor Bedard post drag release.
He changed the angle on the shot, and that's a good shot.
Now this one all the way down to the Titans end. Tips, so no icing. Grabbing it below the cage is Lomer. And they can't get it past Contreras, who takes a shot from the left point. That bounced on its way and went off the pad. Now another centering pass and they score! What a quick play. And Spencer Goldman gets his 14th of the season. We're tied.
That was just great backhanded pass. Seemed like a bit of a no-looker there, and GBN.
That's not what you want to see.
Yeah, no, that's going to be a hard one for Kopinski to save. One-on-one in front of the net, just the goalie and the shooter. It was just, a nice shot there, and GBN's able to tie this one up.
Hey, we move.
Yeah, exactly, Anything can happen here. Just hope GBS is able to respond quickly.
All right, guys, so I've got Lake Forest would be the semifinal opponent for GBS. Lake Forest, one of the best teams in the JV SHL this year. They finished second in the standings.
I think crazy enough, their goalie's actually a senior on the JV team. Is
wow,
what I've heard.
That is interesting.
The goalie on the JV team for Lake Forest is a senior.
Yeah, but I think he's a junior, but he's like a stud lacrosse player.
Oh, really? Interesting. Yeah, Lake Forest, great lacrosse team.
I think you guys would know better than me, but I think, am I right to say hockey lacrosse is the most double sport athlete, most common?
I think you get a lot of baseball players.
Baseball hockey?
Yeah, for some reason. I don't know, the sports are just so different, but
Very
you
different.
see a lot of the two of them for people.
Now
you see
GBS,
that,
maybe a 2-on-1, but couldn't get past.
See, one of the best players in the SHL last year on Oak Park River Forest, David Annalena, was actually committed to be a pitcher at Lehigh University.
That's right. And so he was a senior last year, right?
Yeah.
So that's probably starting up pretty soon for him.
Yeah. Actually, I was looking at it. College baseball first games start tomorrow.
Wow.
So
in about a year from today, you'll be getting started with the Davidson team.
Yeah, really excited for that.
Must be really excited. Of course, if you didn't know out there, Jason Ban, while he may be one of the best players on the varsity team, he's even better at baseball. He's got a D1 scholarship, or maybe a scholarship, I shouldn't say that. But
Oh, here we go.
anyway, here's Hoffer. He shoots in, the save made.
Great save there by that goalie. That was another really hard shot from Hoffer. Able to get a glove on it.
Goldman into the zone, can't get past the Titans again. Bergamini out to Boris. Zach Boris into the zone, centered it to the slot, and the Spartans will get it out to neutral ice again. Here comes South. Here's a shot by Anthony Pinto, and it gets steered away.
Mo, you're playing lacrosse this year, right?
We'll see.
Water polo?
This one gets dumped down by Goldman. 11 minutes to decide game 3 unless we need an OT.
I'd like to see an OT here.
I mean, I'm sure a lot of the people watching at home would rather see the Titans score 4 more goals here, win 6-2.
No complaints.
But hey, the OT's exciting.
Oh yeah.
It's kind of like when I was broadcasting your guys' games in the St. Viator series. You know, the heart rate was pounding for sure, but I mean, you know, looking back at that, it's a lot more fun than if it was 2 blowout
Oh,
wins,
definitely.
You know?
Yeah.
And those are the memories that you make.
Yeah, definitely.
Not to say take it easy on you in the semifinals. Try to blow out every game.
That'd be amazing. Yeah, but I mean, as we saw, Viator played against them pretty well all year, beat them 5-0 twice and 5-3. But you know, just teams are different in the playoffs, as we've seen here. I mean, GBN definitely did not have their best bout with GBS this year in the regular season, but I mean, they were able to come back and win game 1, and I mean, they lost game 2, but I mean, right here we got a neck-and-neck game in game 3. So.
Here's the Spartans again. Here's a shot from the slot, and that's into the glove once more. The fans starting to get loud here at the Glenview Ice Center.
Completely new experience up here. Yeah, you got to think every shot that's going towards Kopinski's glove, it seems to be a routine save. Should love to see that. Got to have a lot of faith in your goalie, as we do with our good friend Luke Winger.
Good friend, lacrosse goalie.
Yeah.
Lucas.
A Division I lacrosse goalie, just unbelievable athletes.
I still got to come out and watch him play some lacrosse, and I got to come watch you pitch.
Believe it or not, he's better at lacrosse.
Oh,
yeah, that's what I hear.
It's like not close.
Actually, funny enough, Cooper Kopinski is actually a lacrosse goalie as well, is what I've learned.
There you have it.
Yeah, so another guy who's
Probably the 2 most similar positions in all of sports.
Oh,
the
definitely.
lacrosse goalie and the hockey goalie.
yeah.
Basically the exact same thing. And now here comes GBN on a rush. Here's a quick shot from the right side. That's off the stick of Karras, and he sent it high. Karras with it again. 1-on-2, gets rid of a shot, and that goes off of the helmet of Kopinski.
You gotta use every body part to save a shot.
Now the Titans will dump this one down. Goes all the way to the corner. Won't go far enough to be an icing. Now Kennedy pokes it ahead. Here comes Sit Sit gets around a man, takes a shot, and the save is made by Melnick. Bergamini dives to attempt to keep it in the zone, just does squeak outside. The Titans will keep possession. Pinto with a pretty nice shift so far, goes down below the goal line. Got it to sit.
We got our one out now. Morris is coming out here. I believe
It's going to be
that's their first one.
just barely squeaks over Pinto's stick and outside the zone.
Let's hope that everybody gets something going here.
Been a pretty penaltyless game so far, just that one against Glenbrook North. The Titans have stayed out of the box for the whole thing so far. Now Pinto down to the corner. 8 minutes to go in the third period. Tie game.
Oh, great passing.
Zach Boris over the blue line, left wing side, shoots, and the left pad save made by Melnick.
That's a good shot there. If they had a guy going far side crashing the net, I mean.
Jackson passes it. Here's a shot, save made by Kapinski, rebound, and the official thought it was covered up. It was not. The Titans will get a break.
That was not covered up.
Yeah, I wanted to circle back. You say it's a different experience up here. How you liking this view? Not too bad, right?
Oh, it's a great view.
This is my view for all of your games, every moment.
It's scary though, you know. Down on the ice, I mean, it's nice to know every single time you go out there you have a chance to be able to do something. But up here, I mean, you got to have faith in them. And I mean, got a lot of faith in these guys. But no, I must. Oh, here we go.
Hoffer takes a shot. Another glove save.
Going back to that, now you know how all the parents must feel for the entire time watching their kids play hockey or different sports.
Yeah, right? And you know, one thing unique about this rink is, you know, when you guys bring a big student section, you don't get to go celebrate with them up on the glass because they're up here. One of the faults in this Glenview Ice setup.
It's gonna be a cool atmosphere if they were able to wrap every student around the glass.
That would be fun.
Everyone just banging on the glass and up here's packed. That would be awesome.
Actually, I remember in the SHL finals last year, it's a good old Loyola New Trier bout.
Yeah.
And game one was at the North Shore Ice Center.
Right.
North Ice Arena, sorry. And it's the entire rink. It was just wrapped around.
Oh, I remember. I was on the sideline for that. Yeah.
Oh,
so
yeah, we talked.
I think I remember bumping into you guys.
It's a wild experience.
There was a lot of people there. That's for sure. All right. 7 minutes, 6 seconds to go. 2-2. Unlike the varsity league, if this goes to overtime, it still is that endless overtime, but they go to the 3-on-3 straight away.
Interesting.
Of course, at the JV level, no OT in the regular season. The games get decided immediately by a shootout.
Is this constant overtime?
Yes, endless overtime, but they go to 3-on-3 right away instead of the one period of full strength and then 3-on-3. Or of course 4-on-3 if there's a power play like there was in game one that allowed GBN to score. Zach Boris pulls it ahead, takes a shot, save, then the rebound goes off the post. And the Titans so close to taking the lead.
Yeah, goalie's gonna be thinking his post after that one.
Offsides here, 6:21 to go. Close game, 2-2. Titans lead shots 23-22.
That was close.
And the combined heart rate probably starting to creep up a little bit here here in the bleachers.
Just feel what it is. Yeah, it's definitely faster than usual. So.
Yeah.
Although all of you are like school calm and collected.
I'm pretty chill about this. I trust in the Titans here. They're gonna get it.
What amazes me is just how the goal.
I'm feeling a goal this year.
But just the goaltenders. I mean, just every single moment in that game, no matter if it's overtime. I mean, the biggest game of the year. You never see any expression out of them. You never see anything in their body language. It's just they're just stone cold.
You don't. They're locked in.
Oh yeah.
I mean, they're the only players that don't get to take a break on the bench.
Yeah.
You know, so. Now here's one bouncing, and Boris can't catch up to it. Vergamini takes a shot, and that gets blocked. Now here comes Goldman over the line. He'll take a shot, and that's into the glove of Kopinski again. Crunch time coming up here in Glenview. We're still tied both in goals and shots with under 6 minutes to go. Zach Boris ready for the face-off in his own zone. Circle to the goaltender's right. It's won by the Titans. Here's Vergamini. Passes back to Pinto.
And one thing I'm noticing is on face-off draws, you're seeing 4 GBN skaters drop back. It seems into almost like a 1-2-2 neutral zone, so they're really trying to trap this first line and make sure. Oh my goodness.
And losing an edge there was Max Schmark. I've had trouble reading that name all night.
What's up?
S-H.
Schmerich.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, but you see GBN going into a 1-2-2 here. They only got 1 skater, 2 forwards, and then 2 defense, so they're really trying to make sure Hoffer and Boris don't have much room coming into the zone.
The clock strikes 10 here in Glenview.
It's my bedtime.
Yeah, seriously. Hey, I'm in college. I don't have school till noon tomorrow.
Oh, that's nice.
It's not too bad, right?
Yeah, we can't say the same. You got a class first clock?
No.
Really? That's nice. So Mulvey's doesn't have school till 10 o'clock.
I don't really go to school.
Yeah, fair.
Yeah,
you have 2 SRTs.
that second semester senioritis, I've been there. I've been there. 5:10 to go. Here's a hit and a penalty coming up against the Spartans. The Titans will have a power play. They'll blow the whistle there. Didn't look like clear possession, but the Titans are going to have a big opportunity right here.
Yeah, I mean, as we're hearing from the parents, I mean, they're obviously not happy with that. It seemed to be a big hit from behind. I'm interested to see if it's going to be in 2 and 10 here because we saw a clear cross-check from behind. But it looks like they're just going to give him a roughing penalty. Oh no, they are. It looks.
I mean, that was clearly targeted.
Oh, definitely.
He was just standing there. He didn't have the puck or anything, and he just slowed it every time.
Yeah, they're keeping the door open here, so it looks like they're going to put 1 more skater in.
100%. I think
2 and a 10?
That's the right call.
Yeah, definitely.
I like this line on the power play too, so I'm feeling something special.
It's a big mistake there from the GBN Spartans. I mean, tensions are high in these games, but you just can't lose your cool there. And I mean, that guy took a shot from behind there, and I mean, gives GBS a big opportunity.
Yeah, no, you've seen it happen in our league too. People lose their cool and that costs games. What game was it? Oh, almost yesterday. York versus GBN. It was a 5-on-3 to end the game because GBN lost their cool.
Yeah. Just
I
great
think it was
goaltending there.
specifically Wilson, actually. He got 2 penalties in 1 play.
I know Wilson actually was a top JV defenseman last year. I remember he got called up for a few games against us. So.
Did he really?
Yeah.
That is, yeah.
Outside the zone. GBN trying to make something happen shorthanded, but they will just dump this down.
Yeah, it's actually a similar looking start to the power play.
Yeah.
So.
I like where this is going.
Hoffer looking for Boris.
Oh.
Taken by Contreras. Hoffer gets it back. He shoots, and it's high of the net.
That's just a hard shot.
Hoffer gets it back. Brings it up high to Weller. He gets a crack at it, and that missed the net.
Almost.
Boris trying to grab it and put it in on the rebound. That didn't work, and then it comes outside the zone.
What do we think, Jason? Are these guys staying out the entire power play?
It's hard to say. I mean, it looks like it because 1 minute of the power play, you think you'd be getting a change, but no, we got 3-on-2 here.
Here's Hoffer again. He shoots, and that gets blocked all the way down to the goal line.
That shot's going to injure anyone.
You see the reaction from that defenseman.
Yeah.
He was, he's stumbling to the bench here.
You guys know exactly what that feels like.
Oh, it's
and
no
I'm
fun.
happy I don't.
It's never fun to take a shot from a player, But I mean, it just shows that teamwork. It just shows that you're willing to put your body on the line for the team.
The GBN fans want an icing there. They're not going to get it called.
Yeah, I think that was a pretty clear icing they got.
Yeah.
They gave it to Johansson. That's a nice play.
Johansson over the blue line takes a shot, and he's blocked by Heimel.
One thing I'm noticing about GBS is they're taking shots from almost impossible angles here. I think they need to walk the puck in a little.
Well, the power play is now expired, so we're back to 5-on-5 hockey.
You know, definitely not their best power play, but even in a game, just power play is a good way to get momentum, able to get some shots on net. So, I mean, definitely good for GBN to be able to kill that one off, but let's hope GBS is able to take advantage of this momentum they just gained from getting those shots on net.
Ventura coming over the blue line, down the right wing side. Ventura all the way to the net.
He's got to get something on that.
Didn't have much help. Now here comes GBN, it's Jackson. Nicholas Jackson looking for a chance. That wouldn't work. Then Shemerick just missed the net. Hildman.
Opportunity for Shemerick to seal the deal, and he fumbled it.
I think we're starting to get into that next goal wins territory here with 2 minutes left.
100%.
Series tied 1-1, game tied 2-2. Contreras shoots, kicked away by Kapinski. Claffey can't get it out, kept alive by the Spartans, and he lays out and makes a nice block. Now right down low, Jackson from a tough angle, stopped again.
Hey, let's get back to that block by Claffey. Now
Claffey racing in there.
That's a game-changing play.
Yeah, just putting his body on the line for the team here. Love to see it. And we see number one's back out on the ice there for, not sure if it'll be the rest of the game, but I mean, there's not too much time left. It's hard to say if you get a line change if you got a lot of guys coming in the zone here.
Here's Hoffer looking to set up Boris, waiting at the blue line, but it didn't get to him.
That's something we talked about earlier. You don't want to run guys at this time. You want to play it safe.
Passive enough, but if you get an opportunity, if you get an opportunity, go for it. But you got to be 100% sure. Especially, that's a big thing they talk about with D when it comes to pitching in the zone.
Here's Zach Boris into the zone. Can't get around one defender, Heimel, and it gets cleared out. 1 minute to go in regulation time. 2-2 at the GIC. Hoffer got it to Pinto. Dumping that one down. Taken away, Ovanian. Now Hoffer. Glenbrook North takes it, clears it, down to the Titans' end.
Yeah, it looks like this top line for the not for the Spartans, sorry, for the Titans is going to stay out here for the remainder of the game.
Centering pass right down low, and a big save by Cooper Kapinski. With 34 seconds left, keeps it a tie game.
That's the save of the game right there.
Jason, I know you misspoke about the Spartans, but I think this Spartans first line. Oh wait, they're calling a timeout. Yeah, looks like they're calling a timeout. That line's gonna stay out the rest of the time.
Yeah.
We're going to get their top guns from both sides coming up here, so. Yeah,
You know, Jack, you just pulled an Eddie Olczyk right there, predicting the timeout.
Oh yeah,
on the Hawks broadcast. He always knows exactly when. It could be the first period, and he knows it's coming.
Yeah, I mean, you know, it's the right time for a timeout. But look at that, the shots are in favor of the Spartans right now.
In all fairness, I mean, back half of this game has been pretty lopsided in favor of GBN, so.
Especially that last minute.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, they had 2 or 3 insanely good chances that easily could have been goals.
Oh yeah, just great saves there by Kopinski, keeping his team in the game. So, I mean, best way to give it a nice thank you would be to pull it in the back of the net here. So let's hope they're able to do that.
GBS looking to advance and play Lake Forest in the SHL JV semifinals. North-South rivalry.
Lake Forest is good too because they don't have a varsity 2 team, I think.
Right. They've got 2 JVs, which is like what GBS had last season. And, you know, you got to think for a lot of these guys playing on JV that want to, you know, get to that varsity team eventually. The varsity 2 team kind of adds a little bit more, I don't want to say pressure, but just kind of gives you more motivation to, you know, climb the ladder. It's not just a 1-team jump; it's a 2-team jump.
Well, I mean, even so, you're still playing a lot of teams that are really strong teams, and a lot of teams that the varsity 1 team plays. Like, I mean, you look at it. In the past, varsity 1, they played Evanston, New Trier Blue, Wheaton West, teams like that, which varsity 2 has also played. So it's definitely a little bit of a difference, but still, I mean, yeah, it's just a great way to get experience to that varsity level of hockey.
Oh, yeah, 100%. I think the varsity 2 team also makes it a I mean, it's a big deal to be on varsity, but it makes it an even bigger deal when there's a varsity 2 factor involved.
Oh, definitely.
20 seconds to go. Overtime looming in Glenview.
Once
Here's
again, here you
Weller.
see that 1-2-2 forecheck coming from the Spartans. So
It's kept in the zone. Goldman tried to get it down low, taken away by Adams. Adams will play it off the boards looking for Boris. Goes back for Adams.
Oh, here we go.
And here comes Hoffer. 3 seconds to go. He shoots. And it's wide and a tip by the goaltender, Melnick.
We got overtime.
And we've got a next goal wins the series situation here.
This is big. This is real big.
The teams will switch ends again. It'll be the period of the long change once more. And, you know, you guys, pretty familiar with that playoff endless overtime. Both games against St. Viator went to OT. You won both of those with power play goals.
Yeah.
And, of course, Jason Ban. You know, I'd be remiss if I left out last season's Game 3 against Stevenson. You get the game winner about 30 seconds in there. And, you know, the game winner and the series winner. That was, again, a situation where when that puck dropped at center ice, its next goal wins the series. If Stevenson happened to find one, they're going to the semis instead of Glenbrook South. So, you know, you play 3 games over about, the course of a week, and it all comes down to who can find the next goal in a 3-on-3 setting.
yeah, I mean, as we saw with my goal against that Stevenson, I mean, it wasn't pretty. There's a shot from a tough angle, you get it on net. Who knows what's going to happen? I mean, every single goalie's going to have an off moment, an off day. Not necessarily always an off day, but, you know, it's very impossibly perfect in hockey. So, I mean, in overtime, you want to play a little bit passive, but putting the puck on net, I mean, as you hear the classic Wayne Gretzky saying, you miss 100% of the shots you don't take. So, just being able to get the puck on net and being able to hopefully get a guy there to crash the net, get a dirty rebound, put it in the back of the net, you know? Nobody asks how you score them, they ask how many, so.
Jack, you scored an overtime winner this season against Loyola Gold at Allstate Arena. That must have been pretty cool. I think that's the only overtime goal you've scored with the varsity team. I don't know if you've scored any more.
Yeah, no, that's the only one. That was a big one, though. I enjoyed that. I mean,
Well, what a place to do it, too.
yeah, like I look in the crowd right after that when I went up to Loyola, and kids I went to grade school with were in that crowd, so it was pretty cool.
All right, who's going to be the hero? Everyone's got to make their picks.
I feel like Claffey.
Okay.
I could see a Claffey.
You know, I'm gonna go with the D-man. You know, good old Vergamini. I feel a good shot from the point. Hopefully with the screen, he's gonna get through and go on the back of the net here. But I mean, honestly, yeah, who cares who scores? You know, we're just hoping to go into the back of the net.
He wears blue and gold. We're happy.
Oh, exactly.
I'm going to go with Zach Boris for my pick. He's had a great game. I think he comes in clutch here.
Hey, can I chime in and say something? We got a listener back at home that wants to be shouted out, Grant Lochran. He's listening to the broadcast right now, so
All right.
he's a great guy.
Not only a great player.
He got the OT winner for us to move us on. So
There you go.
I like the
His
D
first
pick.
career varsity SHL goal also. So what a moment that is for him, you know?
Not only a great South hockey player, but a great South hockey fan. So
Yeah.
we appreciate Grant listening to the broadcast and all those others out there.
So I like that pick at defense, Jason.
Grant Lochran and Owen Ollenberg, what do they have in common, guys? Do you know?
What's up?
What do Grant Lochran and Owen Ollenberg have in common?
Is this a rhetorical question or just in general?
One goal?
They are the only 2 guys who played all 27 SHL games.
Really?
Everyone else missed at least one.
I missed like 7.
Oh yeah. I think
The Iron Man of the team.
I think I missed one.
Well, I take back what I said about goals then.
No, Owen actually has 2.
Oh yeah,
Against GBN and against New Trier.
Yeah, right. All right, so here we go. Sort of a longer time out there.
I like this is a fast line.
Again, guys, 3-on-3. This could be over very quickly. It only took GBN 15 seconds in game 1. Here we go.
I like this line. They got a speed line and a skill line.
Johansson, Claffey, and Weller out there.
I think we can expect to see who's up next.
I mean, you already see him sitting on the bench. Coffer, Boris, and I believe it's going to be Vergamini. Be surprised if it wasn't.
Next goal wins the series in Glenview. North-South JV SHL quarterfinals. Here's Johansson into the zone, being pressured from behind by Goldman.
They need to calm the puck down here.
Yeah, I mean, overtime, especially 3-on-3, is a game of patience. You just wait for that one guy to make a mistake.
Yeah,
and
you
then,
wait for them to bite and then you attack.
Yeah.
Weller enters the zone, cuts to the middle, now to the left circle, still hangs on to the puck. And it's sitting in the blue paint, Johansson, what a save by Melnick to keep that out point blank. Now Claffey, below the line, brought it up high, here's Weller, slap shot. That wouldn't make its way through, rebound, they hack and whack. Not frozen yet, finally the glove on top of the puck, and we will get a whistle. 7:02 to go in OT.
Ooh, that's
Or
a tough
9:02.
one. You see, number 93 seemed to be, I couldn't tell if he was laying on the puck in the crease or not, but we actually saw that one of our games is that Owen Almberg, not even, didn't even mean to, but just...
Oh, let's calm down here.
I don't think he did. You know, puck just fell under him, and of course he got a penalty shot, but another save by Winger. But oh my goodness, what a chance there for GBS. Here we go.
Boris wins the faceoff back for Hofer. Crossbar and up and out of play. The Titans definitely dominating this OT period so far.
Yeah, this is good. I like the Titans in this game.
Oh, Boris doing great on the draws here.
Can't get that one. GBN will take possession.
Oh, no.
Backhander out to neutral ice. Missed Jackson. And it'll go back for Weller.
Jason, I don't know if this is just me, but I wish we had 3-on-3 overtime in this.
I think that'd be fun, but you know, I kind of like the whole 5-on-5.
I do too.
Hey, it can get there, you know, if you don't if you don't get a goal in 5-on-5.
Nice. Oh no, it hit him.
Come back in. And the goaltender will set it up for Weller. 8.5 to go in the extra period.
All right, here we go. Right here.
3 goals in the first, 1 in the third period. That's it. Here comes Weller into the zone, down the left side all the way to the net. Aiden Weller tried a backhand wrap around, that didn't work.
Looked like he had a good chance to cut to the net there, but I guess, I mean, want to be a little bit more passive, try not to turn that puck over in case, so.
GBN
Shout out AC.
Go Fex.
taking their time here. Shemerick into the zone.
here we go.
Can't get it past Weller, and here come the Titans. Aiden Weller. He was looking to get that to Hoffer. Goes to Boris instead.
That's a good look. I mean,
I would say GBS probably wants to get some fresh legs out here. You know, these GBN guys look tired.
Weller shoots, and that just missed the net. Hoffer will pick it up. Near side boards down in the corner. Look to get it up high to Boris, but it goes to Shemerick instead. 2.5 minutes into the OT.
so what happens if this does not solve it?
Another 3-on-3.
10 minutes?
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't think
The
we'll have to
only
worry
difference
about
is they start at 3-on-3. There's no shootout still in the playoffs, no matter what. And that touches something on the GBN bench. That'll be a whistle. We stop with 7:16 to go in the fourth.
that. So we got Johansson, Claffey, and Bergamini out there. A line that also had a great chance in overtime. Another great save by the goaltender in white down there. So
I like this. I'm sticking with it. I think Claffey berries.
he almost did there. So.
I know.
Well, they're locked in at this point. You know.
Oh my goodness, yeah.
They're due. They're due. Okay.
Face off in neutral ice, taken by the Titans. It'll go right to the stick of Goldman, though, and
The
they'll
big thing
pass
in this
back
is
for
you can't
Jackson.
chase the puck.
They got two guys in. Oh, great pickoff.
Now Goldman taken away by Claffey. He deflects it down into the attacking zone for the Spartans, but GBN will get it back.
Slide tackle.
Great D.
Claffey will recover this puck, keep it safe for the Titans, play it off the glass on the near side. Johansson trying to get around Shemerick.
Schmerick's been out there for a while. I'm really surprised he hasn't gone for a change.
Ice, it looks like.
And there's the whistle.
And here comes GBN with the change.
GBN with the change. I wonder what South does. These guys have not been out here too long, but Boris and Hoffer, you can't go wrong.
Yeah, I mean, you see Johansson putting his stick over his helmet. I mean, which in
we go.
most, in most cases that's to open up the lungs. But they're keeping out Claffey and
Hoffer.
Claffey and Hoffer.
Claffey, Hoffer, and Bergamini, the three out there for Coach Abilene.
Three lefties.
Bergamini's got that shot on D.
You got two guys with power shots and you got a speed guy out there. So I like how this looks.
Next goal wins the series here in Glenview. GBN takes it. Here comes Jackson, rushing ahead for the Spartans. Passes it over to Contreras, but it missed him.
That's a bad mess up by number 10 there. You might regret that one later.
Jackson trying a wraparound shoots, and it's covered up by Kopinski.
He's been locked in. Seems like Clancy need a little bit of a breather. He looked a bit tired after that shift, but luckily able to get a whistle and get new fresh legs on. So we got a good center in Boris, so let's hope he can win this back. Let's hope GBS can get something going.
Yeah. Okay, Boris is back out here, so is Weller. Weller's a great D to skate the puck up. I like.
Oh, definitely. He's got good legs and he's got good hands. Good face-off.
Titans win the face-off. It goes back for Weller.
Calm with the puck.
Got it to Hoffer. Blake Hoffer. Back for Weller.
I like that play by Blake.
Titans looking for a clean entry. Weller's going to do it himself. Get around one-man shoot, and the save is made. There we go. Zach Boris slides it to Hoffer near side. Left point. Here comes the shot, and that's blocked by Luke Jackson. Jackson skating through the neutral zone. Over the line, he will dump it down below the goal line. Weller.
Oh my goodness.
Grabbed out of midair by Boris. Here's a 2-on-1. He has Hoffer. Blake Hoffer shoots, and it goes wide of the net, and it rebounds out to neutral ice again.
Yeah, you know, that far side shot's a good luck, but you know, gotta hope to try and get that one on net in the future.
Lots of snow on the ice at this point. Here's Boris taking a shot, blocked in close by Luke Jackson. Titans still with the puck. It's Weller down to the top of the left circle. Weller gets a stick to the top of the helmet. No high sticking call. 5:15 to go in OT.
Oh, good pass there.
The ice slowed the puck down there.
Nicholas Jackson shoots, that's steered aside. Now below the line. Got it to the left circle. Here comes a shot that gets blocked, and Hoffer will pick it up. This Titans line's been out there for a while. Boris will now go for a change, or initially now he will. Now he will.
Here comes Johansson.
And that puck took a crazy hop.
Imagine a game ending.
Good pinch there by Hoffer.
Oh, and almost a steal by Blake Hoffer to get a breakaway, but instead he'll keep the puck, enter the zone, right wing side. Pass back for Weller, now down low, Johansson centers it, and it gets steered away. 4:20 to go in the OT. 2-2 game. GBN in their own zone, brings it to neutral ice. Shemerick can't get by Hoffer. GBN controlling most of this OT period. Johansson, nice move around Jackson. Johansson to the net, sets it up for Weller, and he scores! Aiden Weller gets the OT series clincher, and the Titans are going to the SHL semifinals.
I'm talking about right
What a goal! What a goal! What a play by Johansson to get free, get that 2-on-1, and a beautiful backdoor pass to Weller, who buries that one. What a goal, and what a game for the Titans. Oh my goodness.
Oh wow. Oh wow. Wow.
They come pouring off the bench like you guys. So the varsity and JV teams not only both advance to the semifinals, but both do it via an OT series winner. And what a play by Johansson. You know, it's a great goal for Weller, for him to have that, but I mean, come on. That was an unbelievable assist.
Yeah.
That was a great play.
And I mean, you just see why he's got a C on his chest. He's a hard worker, and he makes his teammates look good. He makes a great pass there over. It's an unselfish play to a great shooter in Weller, and he's able to get that goal. So you love to see that from the Titans.
Aiden Weller, the defenseman, that's his 7th goal of league play this season. And Glenbrook South has a date with the Lake Forest Scouts in the SHL semifinals at the JV level. What a hockey game, and we needed some overtime to finish it out. 6 minutes and 4 seconds of overtime, but finally the Titans get it done. Boys, thanks for joining me in the booth. Tonight was a lot of fun.
Oh, that was great. Thanks for having us. I mean, completely different look, as we said, to be up here, but
yeah, it was a lot of fun.
yeah, it's great to see the boys come out with the win. Absolutely love to see it. So excited
Especially
for them.
against North.
Oh, especially against North.
Hell
So
yeah.
excited for them, and hopefully they're able to who knows if they'll be at school tomorrow if they want to go celebrate this one. But yeah, I mean, definitely want to let this one sink in. It was a great game for them. So.
All right, well, Gerard Boris was on the camera as always. Boys, any final thoughts before I wrap things up?
Just a great game.
Yeah.
Great team effort.
Always fun to beat North.
Yeah, always fun to beat North.
Well, 4 varsity players, Jason Ban and Jack Mulvey, Gerard Boris on the camera. My name's Dylan Ward saying so long from the Glenview Ice Center. No date for game 1 of the semis yet, but that information will be communicated to you as soon as it becomes known. So look forward to more broadcasts for that. Till then, Dylan Ward signing off.